Hey everyone, this is already from Abstrakt Music Lab, and today I'm really happy to show you the Discopolis 2.0 brass tab recreation, the MEDUZA remix, and it sounds like this. This is the original. And the recreation. Again. I'm really happy with this recreation, and as usual, you can grab the preset here in the description below. If you like the tutorial, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel. And please leave it here in the comment section if you like this tutorial or if you want me to do any other recreations. As usual, if you want to support the channel, you can buy my preset pack here in the top right corner or in the description below. Or you can buy me a coffee, also here available in the description below. But let's get down to business. Let's start with the sound design. So I'm going to go here into Serum and we're going to initialize this preset. Right now it sounds like this. It's 100% different from what we want, and we're gonna need an external EQ, but right now it's going to be deactivated. But we're gonna start with an oscillator A, and oscillator A, we're gonna put it to -1. The unison, we're gonna put it to 16. And the detune, we're gonna put it to 0.07. And it sounds like this. But we're gonna go here to the envelope, and in the envelope, we're gonna put the release here to 1.32. And it sounds like this. One note is going to start going on top of the other. And it sounds horrible, but that's why we're going to activate the mono so this doesn't happen. At the same time that we have a tail for the last note, we're not going to have the tail because of the mono for the first two notes. And right now, basically, that's kind of it. We're just going to activate the filter with a high 12 over here. We're going to put the resonance to 0, the fat to 33. And we're also putting the cutoff to 150. And it sounds like this. We're basically taking a lot of the low end out of the sound. And that's intentional because we're going to put a lot of the low end back in the effects section. So in the effects section, that's where we're going to shape the sound entirely. We're going to start with the distortion. And in the distortion, we're going to put a hard clip at 27 drive and 100% dry wet. But we're going to modulate this with envelope 2. And in envelope 2, and this is one of the main envelopes, so you have to put it exactly where it needs to be. The sustain is going to be at 29.4. The decay is going to be at 2.58 seconds. The release is going to be at 914 milliseconds. So there you go. And this handle is the most important thing because this is actually going to shape the sound afterwards when we use it in the filter as well. A good measure is it has to go right here in the middle of the macro number 2. Okay? So right here in the middle. And we're going to activate and modulate the distortion here at 39. And it sounds like this. This is going to start giving a little bit of the attack of the sound. It just makes the initial hit of the sound a little bit more distorted than the rest of the sound. And then we're going to activate the compressor. Threshold is going to be at -27.8. There you go. The ratio 4:1. The attack is going to be at 2 milliseconds. So a really fast attack. The release is going to be at 5.7. So again, a really fast release. The gain is going to be at 18.2. So this is quite a drastic gain. So because of that, we're going to put the master here to 38%. Wet is going to be at 100%, and it sounds like this. Okay, I think that we can make it a little bit louder. There you go. Now, with the filter, we're going to start modulating the sound. We're going to use envelope 2, envelope 3, and later on, we're going to use the LFO 1. But we're going to start first with envelope 2 and envelope 3. First, we're going to put this to MG low 24. The cutoff is going to go to 105. The resonance is going to stay at 0, and the drive is going to go to 33%. Not much of a sound, but we're using the envelope 2 to modulate the cutoff at 45. And we're also using envelope 3. We're not going to use the envelope 3 to modulate the master tune as we usually do. We're going to actually modulate the cutoff a little bit more, but just a little bit of attack. So we're going to put the sustain here to -12.3. The decay is going to go to 70 milliseconds. 70 milliseconds, there you go. And this handle over here is going to go until the curve hits this mark over here, okay? And in the envelope 3, we're gonna put it over here and modulate just 3. And you're gonna ask me, Leo, does that make any difference? Just so you can listen. And width. It does give a little bit more of attack, and if you want, you can intensify this and put it to 5. Just so you can listen. It does give a little bit more of attack, so we're gonna keep it at 3, as I said. And now we're moving to the EQ, and the EQ is going to be quite drastic over there as well. So we're gonna choose a bell curve and a high shelf. The bell curve is going to be at 339. The Q is going to be at 37%, and the gain is going to go all the way down to -6. Now, the high shelf, you're going to put it at 798. There you go. The Q is going to go to 25%, and the gain is going to go to 5.1 dB. There you go. Because we're making such a cut here in the low end, we're going to boost the master to 50% over here, just to make it a little bit louder. And now reverb, we're going to put the size to 35 as it is. The decay is going to go to 7.9 seconds. The low cut is going to go to 46%. The high cut is going to go to 70%. And the mix, we're going to put it to 31%, and it sounds like this. You can already listen to a little bit of a tail there. And now we're going to put the master again back to 55. And now we're going to the matrix. And in the matrix, we're going to put the LFO over here. We're going to choose master tune. Just be careful because normally it has to go and be like this, facing the right to the type. And we're going to put here the amount to 19. Now shaping the LFO, we're going to put this all the way there. This, we're going to make it a little bit like this. This is fine. Envelope, and we're going to choose a rate of 132. This should do the same thing that we always do with the envelope 3, as you can see here in this videos here in the top right corner. And this is how it sounds like. It just gives a little bit of attack. And it helps create that pound, 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 the attack of the sound. We still need to do one thing else, and if you listen to the sound in the original, first we need to increase the sound over here to 55%. And the sound is also a little bit too wide. We need to make it a little bit more mono, and we're going to do this inside Serum over here. So we're going to go to the global. We're going to pick the width and put it to 60%. Also over here, 60%. And it sounds like this. It's a little bit more mono, and actually how they're shaping their sounds in the original track. So now we're going to the external EQ. And in the external EQ, we're going to first activate a 48 dB cut. We're going to put this 48 dB cut at 40 Hertz. And we're also putting the Q here to 0.72. We're going to also activate a 12 dB cut. We're going to put this at 71 Hertz. And we're going to put the Q here at 0.72 again. This is only going to take a little bit of the low end of the sound. And it sounds like this. Just without it. It's really subtle, but it does make a difference. Especially after what we're doing over here. We're going to put this to 102 Hertz. And we're going to give a gain of 4.0 dB. And we're going to put the Q over here to 0.039. And it sounds like this. So this really brings the low end of the sound. And that's what we need to make it a little bit similar to the original sound. And now we're going to do actually a little bit of notching. So we're going to go to 408 Hertz. We're going to give a minus 1.2 dB cut with a Q of 1.05. This is only going to make this a little bit less intense. And lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to pick here at 250 Hertz. We're going to give a cut of minus 7.14. And with the Q is going to be at 1.46, and it sounds like this. Now we're only gonna pick the master and put it to 57, and now we can compare it to the original. This is the final sound, and the original. And that's it. I'm pretty happy with this recreation. If you liked it, you can hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I see you in the next Abstrakt video next week. Ciao.